Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thrashing and Slashing. For those of you who have watched my channel before or even subscribed to my channel, know this is the first time I'm actually talking on camera, so hello. I wanted to do videos like this for a while, um, and unfortunately, the first time I'm going to be doing this is because of what happened today. Um, we lost a legend. Mr. Ozzy Osbourne passed away at the age of 76 today. And, I can't say I'm fully shocked because we know Ozzy's been sick for a while with the Parkinson's and whatnot. But it still hurts and it's still shocking and it's still sad. I was at work today when I heard the news and I had to excuse myself from the floor of my job to just go in the bathroom and just, you know, deal with it because it was very sad. It's a huge loss, and everywhere you go, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, TikTok, I'm sure, it's just tributes and everybody posting about Ozzy today, and it's very sad. It's very sad. So I just wanted to talk, my little tribute to Ozzy and my history with Ozzy and Black Sabbath. Because Black Sabbath's actually my favorite band of all time. So, to finally see them play one last time, thank God, 2 weeks ago. And I'll get to that as we go on. But the first time I ever heard Ozzy was Black Sabbath, actually. And I'm going to give my age away a little bit here. I think I was 6 or 7. And a video game for the PlayStation 2 called Guitar Hero came out. Comment if you remember Guitar Hero, the original Guitar Hero, for PlayStation 2. And one of the first songs, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first or the second set, I can't remember, it's been a long time, was Iron Man. And I was into music at that time, I loved Kiss. Kiss was the first band I ever really loved. And my mom used to play Aerosmith all the time in the car, and I might have known some other bands at the time, but Guitar Hero is really where I started to love music and learn about bands. And that was the first time I heard Black Sabbath, and I just remember being blown away at like the intro and just the heaviness of the song. And not too long after that, I heard some other stuff. I don't remember what I heard next, maybe War Pigs, it doesn't really matter, but I just thought it was so cool and so heavy. I never heard anything that heavy before. It was mind blowing to 7-year-old, whatever I was. I don't remember what year it came out. And not too long after that, I have, and yeah, I'm gonna date myself here. I still have it. My original iPod. You guys remember these? Little iPod Nano, I believe this is called. I heard the song Black Sabbath. The first song off the first record, and all I could think was, I just couldn't believe, again, how heavy it was and how scary. I mean, I was scared. Oh, this song scared me. It's the only time I ever got scared from a song. You hear people get scared from movies, maybe a TV show or something. But I got scared from a song, and that's never happened since. I mean, just like the beginning with the rain and you hear the bell, and then Tony's just that heavy riff and the slow drumming. But the part that really creeped me out was obviously Geezer's lyrics, but Ozzy's voice, that haunting, slow, just evil voice. And at the end, where he's screaming, no, before they go into the solo, it's just haunting. And as a kid, I used to listen to this on headphones, with my iPod. And does anybody remember the iHome? It was like a clock. You put this on top of it, it charged your iPod. It was a clock and it also was a speaker. So I used to sit in my room with like the lights out, and I used to listen to the song Black Sabbath, and it used to freak me out a little bit. But and then of course, then you see the album cover for the first time. The woman sitting in front of the house, and this was it. I it's funny, because I'm really into horror stuff, hence the channel name, which I'll talk more about. But people ask me, like, oh, when did you get into, like, horror and stuff like that? I'm like, one of the first things I remember being into that was, like, dark and scary, ironically, was Black Sabbath. I mean, look at this, and this is what, 1970. So this is really, ahead of its time. And then that's the first time I heard, I really got into Sabbath, and then from there, you hear all the, Paranoid, and my personal favorite, Masters of Reality, and so on and so forth. And later on, I got to see Ozzy twice. I never got to see Ozzy solo, unfortunately, but I did get to see him with Sabbath twice. I got to see him on the 13 tour, and I got to see him on the End tour. And most of the time when people ask me, because I've been to about, I don't know, 140, 150 concerts now, and counting. Usually when people ask me, like, what's the greatest concert you've ever seen, my go-to answer is Black Sabbath, Madison Square Garden, the End tour, February of 2016, I believe. And they were just amazing, I mean, between the two shows, obviously, you hear all the staples, Children of the Grave, War Pigs, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, Paranoid. But I got to hear, Under the Sun and Hand of Doom, and just all kinds of great stuff, Into the Void, and After Forever. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, it's just absolutely fantastic. And then obviously, too, not just Sabbath, but you got Ozzy's solo career, which is great, in my opinion. Obviously, my personal favorite is the second record, Diary of a Madman. I think this is one of the greatest metal albums of all time. It's a shame it's the last one with Randy. The big what if this lineup, got to do a third album. I always thought that would probably be maybe the greatest heavy metal album of all time. I mean, this band was just on fire. Ozzy was great, the lyrics were great, the songs were great. Randy was getting he was always a genius, but my God, you think he was getting better? That's even possible. And it's a shame, but it's great that we have these albums, to remind ourselves how great Ozzy is, and just not even in the heavy metal community. I see today all over Facebook people that I know personally that don't listen to like Sabbath or Ozzy. They listen to other stuff. And they're posting tributes, and people texting me like, "Oh, I heard Ozzy died. I'm so sorry," because they know I'm a huge fan. I mean, or if you go on Instagram, Universal Studios in Orlando, they post their tribute to Ozzy on their story, their Instagram story. So it just goes to show that Ozzy just transcended not just rock and roll and heavy metal. His popularity and he's just such an icon in not only the music community, but the world. It's amazing, and I just think it's fantastic that people just don't like try to gatekeep Ozzy, because he wasn't like that, and he got to, everybody got to know Ozzy and was a fan. Whether it was his Sabbath or the solo stuff, maybe it was a TV show he did, or when he showed up on wherever he was, wrestling or a reality show or a game show, and he was just doing his thing, being the silly uncle character or whatever, But he's an icon. He's an icon, and it's sad. It's very sad, and we're gonna miss you, Ozzy. We love you. I love you. Thank you for all the music you've given us. You've changed the world. You really did. You changed music. Black Sabbath, my favorite band of all time. The greatest band of all time? Possibly. But comment below. Let me know the first time you heard Ozzy or Sabbath and your favorite albums and songs that Ozzy performed and sang on. And if you ever got to see him live, or if you even got to meet him. My dad got to meet Ozzy and Randy back in 1980, 81 or something. Record signing. He still has it. So very cool, right? So comment down below. Let me know. More content coming soon, guys. Thank you. Stay tuned. God bless you, Ozzy. Thank you.